23rd episode of the SockBunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as SockBunny, and I am recording in sunny Florida, where it is currently not sunny. It's overcast. It looks like it might rain. I actually thought about podcasting outside today, but because of the weather, I'm indoors again, maybe next week. And Today is Monday, February 24th, 2014. This is not a normal episode. I am going to show my knitting at the beginning, and the rest of the podcast is going to be me talking about the SockBunny Retreat that we had earlier this month. So if that doesn't interest you, definitely feel free to turn it off when we get to the retreat talk. I did want to say a few things before I show the knitting, though. On the last podcast, I had said that I wasn't going to be on iTunes anymore because I didn't want to pay to have a host so that I could be on iTunes. But Knitting Den, Denise, mentioned something called Podcast Garden. So I went over to Podcast Garden and I signed up there and I switched over my RSS feed. So I should be going to iTunes okay, and all your other podcast downloaders that use iTunes. If you're having a problem, the first thing I recommend that you do is go to the Ravelry group, and in the SockBunny Ravelry group, I have the RSS feed that I am currently using. You can manually add that to like Downcast or Pocket Cast or whatever you're using for your podcast. If you're still having problems, let me know and I will try to help you. But try manually adding it first if you can figure that out. Hopefully I will still be on iTunes. I, of course, am still going to be on YouTube, and I'm going to continue to upload to Blip as long as they will have me. So wherever you like to watch it, hopefully you will still be able to watch it. There are a lot of podcasts who are not on iTunes anymore, and I've been trying to figure out a way to keep track of those that I watch that are not on iTunes. And somebody had mentioned using a website called Feedly, Feedly.com. And that's where you can keep track of the blogs that the podcasts are on. I didn't find that one very user friendly, and I really, really did not like the Android app. But you could try it and see if it works for you. I found another one that I liked better. It's called Bloglovin, Bloglovin, and bloglovin.com, and I found that to be a lot more user friendly, and I liked the phone app better also. So that's what I am choosing to use, but either one of those, if you're looking for a way to keep track of blogs and or podcasts, I recommend either one of those. They're both free. You can always go to my Ravelry group to see where the podcast is. So if you haven't seen it in a while and you're wondering, is there an episode or am I missing something? You can always go to the Ravelry group because I do a thread for every single one. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Another thing I want to say is thank you very much for all the birthday wishes. My birthday was earlier this month, and I did receive several gifts, and I will show them on the next episode. And also, I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who sent me Valentine's Day cards through Ravelry. That was very sweet. I didn't get a chance to send them out this year, but I really, really do appreciate everybody who thought of me on both of those holidays. So, without further ado, let's talk about knitting. I do have some finished objects and I do have some work in progress. I am just going to show them. I have a bin here next to me because, like I said, I was planning on going outside to podcast, so I had packed everything up. So I'm just going to take everything out of the bin as it comes and talk about it in no particular order. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my sock yarn blanket. I think I am one square shy of having three full rows done on the sock yarn blanket. So the ones that have the little, as I call them, hickey jiggies here are the ones that I've done since you saw it last, which I don't even remember when I showed it last. So you can see there are quite a few, and I'm making it to fit a twin size bed. Like I said, I'm only 3 rows in. I think I am doing 12 across. I would have to recount. It's either 12 or 15. I can't remember now. I think it's 12 though. 12 across. And There you go. If you haven't heard of this blanket, if you're a new podcast viewer, this blanket was designed by Shelly Kang. It's a free pattern online. If you just either go on Ravelry and you can look at my projects and there's a link to it, or you can just Google sock yarn blanket and the designer is Shelly Kang, Kang. She has all the instructions. Also, Tina from the Knitting Blooms podcast has done tutorials on how to do the squares for the sock yarn blanket, which I highly recommend. And I have received some donations recently, and I will show those on the next podcast, some donations of sock yarn scraps. So that's been really fun. I've been trying to do one square a day. It hasn't always worked out, but you know, I do my best. This is a long term project that I expect to take 2 or 3 years, so I'm not, you know, there's no hurry. It's just whenever I feel like working on it. If you watched last episode, I was obsessed with dishcloths, and that obsession has not stopped. And in fact, oh, I'm in the middle of a row. I just started a row actually, but here I'll knit while I'm talking to you. So as I had said last time, I had many I had an obsession to make many dishcloths, which I'm going to show you. I did make some more. I was working on dishcloths at the retreat, and I did inspire some other people to knit dishcloths at the retreat, which I will talk about later. And this yarn is a big cone that I bought several years ago. I think it's a mill end from Peaches and Cream, I'm pretty sure. And I bought, they had like, they're not in business anymore. Well, they got bought out by Sugar and Cream, I think. But they had several years ago where you could just get a big bag of mill ends and you would get various different things. And I really love their dishcloth yarn. So I have many, like 5 cones of dishcloth yarn. So I thought, well, since I have so much dishcloth yarn, I am going to try making a dish towel and see if I like using a dish towel as much as I like using the dishcloths. So this is just a simple garter stitch, as you can see. And I believe I cast on 80, and I am using a size 8 needle. And I'm about halfway through the row. I'm not the fastest knitter. Especially, it seems like the heavier the yarn, the slower I knit. I can knit a lot faster on fingering weight than I can on worsted weight. So, and of course cotton, if you've never knit with cotton, it's a little bit stiff and harder on the hands to knit with. What else can I say about this? I did do several dishcloths, and I think that's about it. I'm going to make it as wide as a standard dishcloth that I have here. The dish towel. This is a dish towel. And then I'm going to use it for a little while. And if I decide that I like it, I will make some more. Because like I said, I have a crazy amount. I do like to use bamboo needles for dishcloth cotton. For some reason, I like to use the clover straights when I do dishcloths. That's my favorite. I am currently knitting this, however, on a longer circular because it's such a large object, and I am doing it. I'm knitting it vertically. Well, let's see. I'm knitting it to where the stitches are going to go up and down and not side to side. Wait, it'll make more sense when I show you in a second. So anyway, I'm knitting it long ways. Let me say that, and I wanted to have it on a long circular instead of having it bunched up on straights. So I'm almost done with the row. See, I'm knitting. You don't really get to see me knit because it's just me, and I'm so busy showing off so many different things, I don't really get to knit. So this is very awkward for me. I don't have a problem knitting in front of people. You know, it's not that. It's just I'm used to not knitting while I talk. Anyway, so you can see that I'm doing it long ways. I can just about stretch it out on there. So like I said, I think I cast on 80 across, and I am comparing it to a regular dish towel, and when it's wide enough, I will be done and bind off. So we will see. I'm not sure if I'm going to like I mean, I like it before it's washed, but after it's washed, this cotton tends to change a little bit. So I'm not sure if I'm going to like drying dishes with it that way. So long story for a dish towel. Next project on the needles is my February personal mystery sock club. I am doing a mystery sock club for myself, and every month I am drawing out a random ball of yarn. I have a year's worth of sock yarn balled up and put in brown paper bags. And every month I have my daughter pick out a paper bag for me. So this is the February Mystery Sock Club, my own personal Mystery Sock Club. And first sock is done. And you know I love this because it's lime green. This is Miss Babs in her SAF 2012 colorway, I believe is what it was. This was gifted to me. Yes, SAF 2012 exclusive color in her Yummy base. It is 100% merino, which I didn't realize when I started working with it, and it's so squishy, and that makes sense. So anyway, like I said, first sock is done. I feel like I'm rambling today. And second sock has been started. And I think I'm about 40 rows into the second sock. I like to do my cuffs. When I do vanilla socks, I always do them pretty much the same way. I do my cuffs 60 rows, and my foot 80 rows before the toe. That's just, I know that's going to fit me, for me. So I think I'm about 40 rows into the cuff of the second sock. And I'm really loving it. And I have it in my awesome bag by Rainstorm Studios, Christine. She's Rainstorm Studios on Etsy with the awesome little bag pull. I love it, love it, love it. I love this because it's like space. The final frontier. All right, next I am working on a sweater. I haven't touched this in a while. I didn't work on it very much at the retreat. I did show it off, but I didn't really work on it very much. Oopsie, dropping things. So we are having a sweater knit along in the SockBunny group. You had to have cast on after January 1st or after. You have to have it completely done by March 31st. Photographed, yarn ends woven in, ready to wear March 31st, and photographed and put in the Ravelry group. If you're going to do a hashtag, it's SockBunny Sweater KAL. All the rules are in the SockBunny group. Hop on over there and check it out. It does need to be an adult sweater. So I had finished the back, which I've shown a few times. This is, let me tell you what the yarn is first. This is Plymouth Yarn Baby Alpaca DK, and it is a dream to knit with. I am loving knitting with it. I'm actually in no hurry to finish because I love knitting with it so much. It's very, very squishy. It's not quite the color that you're seeing there. Let's see if I can get a more true color. That's more the true color right there. The coloring in here today is weird. I feel like I'm orange, but I haven't been eating a lot of carrots. So anyway, this is the back, and basically I knit a rectangle. And then I knit a front rectangle to match, but this one, every 10th row, I did purl bumps. So that is a rectangle. And then I started the sleeves, and they're basically going to be trapezoids, and then everything is going to be seamed together. And I did start the sleeves, and I am doing them 2 at a time on one needle that way. And I sort of hooked them together so I would know when I reach an end of a row. It just was making more sense for me to do this. And basically, it's just doing an increase every 5th row until they measure a certain amount. Pretty easy. I got the recipe, basically, from this book, Knitting Simple Sweaters from Luxurious Yarns, which I have talked about on the podcast before. And basically, you knit 2 rectangles, 2 trapezoids, and you seam it all together, and you have a sweater. And the reason I chose to do it with this yarn is because it's alpaca, which doesn't have a lot of memory, and it's not something I would use for a structured, like a highly structured sweater. So I decided just to knit a simple sweater from Luxurious Yarn, and it is, oh my gosh, it's ridiculously soft. If you ever get a chance to knit with alpaca, you totally should. It's fantastic. So, and that is in my awesome bag from Star Knits on Etsy, my Star Trek bag, which you know, if you've been watching, you know I am obsessed. No big shock there. Let's see, next thing on the list. I finished my sockhead hat, but I think I forgot to bring it in. Sorry about that. Yes, I forgot to bring it in. That's okay. So I did finish quite a few dishcloths. Let's see, am I forgetting anything? No, okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. So I did finish quite a few dishcloths since I saw you last. Now, remember, I had done 5 or 6 already. So now I have quite a few more. So here's one. This is sugar and cream. And this colorway reminds me of peas and carrots for some reason. And this one's Bernat. I do know that this one's Bernat. And this one, I believe, is peaches and cream. That's number 3. Number 4, I don't remember who did this one. I think it's sugar and cream. And number 5, this is sugar and cream. So I did 5, plus that big towel, which really is going to be the equivalent of like 3 dishcloths at least. So, and am I done knitting dishcloths? I don't think so. I can't help it. Like I said last time, if you want to knit something, knit it. Get it out of your system. Don't fight it. Just give in and do it. Because later I'm going to need dishcloths and I'm not going to be in the mood and it's going to be a chore. So right now, while I'm in the mood, I'm going to knit as many as my mood wants me to knit. I'll use some of them. I'll give some of them as gifts and then I'll get it out of my system. Okay, so I think that is it for the knitting. So the rest of this is going to be talking about the retreat. I am going to talk about what I purchased at the retreat and what we did. A little bit of what we did. I don't want to tell everything because, you know, that's sort of our time that we had together. And if you want to see other recaps, Denise from the Knitting Den podcast was there, and she talked about the retreat on her episode 100. And Sam from Knit Run Dig podcast was there, and she talked about it on her episode, I think it was 41. Knit Run Dig episode 100. Knit Run Dig episode 41, The Knitting Den episode 100, if you want to hear more about it. But I'm going to talk about the retreat now. So if you want to leave, feel free. Don't forget to post your prayers in the prayer request, your questions in the Ask Sock Bunny or Ask Kimberly or Ask John thread. And also don't forget to post your fitness in the fitness thread. All right. So I have quite a few things to show. First, I want to say a big thank you to Jen, who is Daisy Knits. She was one of the vendors there. There were 3 of us who were vending. It was me and Jen, who was Daisy Knits, and also Christine, who is Willow Rose on Ravelry, and her shop is Rainstorm Studios. So anyway, long story short, Daisy donated this, and I crumpled the business card. My fault. She donated some fiber for you to spin, and you could win this. So I'm going to open a thread in the Ravelry group, and all you have to do is go to her shop, and you can look at her sold items, or you can look at her current items and just say something that you like from her shop. That way you're looking at her shop for a chance to win. And this is actually approximately 4 ounces of 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo, and 10% nylon. So this is a merino bamboo blend, which is why you're seeing the white part is the bamboo, which doesn't take the color the same as the merino, and this is ridiculously soft. So if you are a spinner and you want to win this, you can go to daisyknits.etsy.com, and it's DAIZIE knits.etsy.com, or as they say in England, DAIZIE. That was one of the things that we were doing a lot at the retreat, since Sam from Knit Run Dig podcast is from England. She came all the way from London to go to the retreat, and Denise from the Knitting Den was there, and she's from England originally. So we were comparing a lot of how they say things in England versus how they say them here, and even the 2 of them were talking about how they would say things differently, even just being from 2 different areas of England. So we had a really fun time with that. I hope neither of them was offended by us being silly by their talking about their language, the way they talk. Anyway, I did get some more. I made some purchases from Daisy Knits, so I'm going to show them to you now. Yes, I know. I haven't bought yarn in a while, so I had to get my yarn fixed. So I will show you what I got. I got 5 skeins from her. I know, crazy. So I got this skein, which is called Hardy. Well, no, wait, this is her Hardy. I guess that's, wait. Yes, that's the color. Hardy 2.0. And this is her Superwash Merino nylon base. And it's purple and gorgeous. Very pretty. It's a little bit more red than what you're seeing there. And then also I got some DK, sparkly DK. I've been thinking about carrying sparkly DK. So I have a feeling this is going to put me over the edge. So this is her, the colorway is called Robin's Egg, and it's Dewy DK. It's her Merino Silk Stellina blend. It's 75% Merino, 20% Silk, 5% Stellina. Yes. I love it. So that's DK. More of her fingering weight. This doesn't have a colorway. Oh, I think Hardy 2.0 is her base, not the colorway name. So these probably just don't have colorway names. So these two, I actually got to knit together because they're the same base. And I will say what I'm going to make out of these. Might make out of these coming up. This one I really liked. This is her Shoot base, which is merino, bamboo, and silk. And I really like it because it's sort of speckled and uneven, and I really like that. I like rustic looking yarns, and this is definitely that. So I like that. And then my favorite thing I got from her, this is, colorway is just peachy. This is her Dewy Lace Weight. It's 75% merino, 20% silk, 5% stellina, 875 yards. It's a little bit more pastel than what you're seeing there, but look at the sparkles. Yes, it is sparkly lace weight. I don't know what I'm going to make, but it's going to be fabulous. And that's another thing. I've been thinking about carrying sparkly lace weight, and I have a feeling this will put me over the edge. Just saying. So thank you, Jen, for vending and for being so sweet. And it was very, very nice to meet you. So we had another vendor there who was Christine, who is Willow Rose on Ravelry, and she has Rainstorm Studios. I bought 3 bags from her. The first bag I don't have with me because Rachel, my daughter, gave it to her boyfriend for Valentine's Day. He actually recently, I guess it's been a few weeks, asked, well, maybe, gosh, like 2 months now, he asked me to teach him how to knit. He's been knitting dishcloths, which I think is part of the reason I'm obsessed with them. So he loves music, so I had purchased a music bag for her to give to him for Valentine's Day. And so anyway, I did purchase 2 more bags from her for me. This one I had to get because it was a doggy, and it wasn't wrinkled when I got it, but I've had these in a bag, so I apologize that they're wrinkled. They looked fabulous when I bought them. So she actually machine embroiders her bags. And this is a doggy with a bone, and I had to get that. And this is her, this bag is called the fold over because I'm assuming you can fold it over and prop it and have your knitting sitting in it because it will sit on its own like that. So here's her information. Rainstorm Studios with an S at the end. .etsy.com. And she lives here in Florida. So she drove all the way from the panhandle of Florida to come to the retreat. So I do appreciate that. And Jen, Christine, and I, all 3 wear Fitbits. All 3 of us vendors wear Fitbits. And we were having a feisty competition to see who could get the most steps. And Sam from the Knit Run Dig podcast decided she wanted a Fitbit, so I took her up to Target and she got one. And so we were having friendly competitions to see who could get the most steps over the weekend. And then Sam provided a project bag to the winner, who happened to be Christine, and she got the most steps by far. But we were accusing each other of cheating and all kinds of stuff, and trying to figure out how we could get steps in while the other people weren't looking, and all. It was all quite funny and totally done in jest. We were not seriously being mean to each other, but it was really, really funny. Like I was saying, I was gonna hook my Fitbit to the tire of my car and drive around, and that I was going to the bathroom just because I wanted steps, not because I needed to go to the bathroom, stuff like that. So, and we were afraid to leave anybody alone because they would start doing extra steps and stuff. It was really, really funny. So that was one of the funny parts. So, congratulations, Christine, for winning that. I bought another bag, and this bag I bought just because it's beautiful. So I bought a bag with a horse on it, and I don't have horses. I think I might have ridden a horse once, but I just think this is so pretty, and I love the denim with the bandana look at the top. And this is another one for fold over bags, and I just had to get it. I picked it up several times, so it just had to come home with me. So these will both be most likely used for various sock projects, because you know I always like to have a lot of socks on the needles. So those are all the things that I bought. I was we did make a brief trip to Joann's, which is a craft store, and I bought one ball of dishcloth cotton, which was for this. I already used it, so it didn't even go in the stash. And then we did also make a trip to a knitting store, and I bought needles, and that was it. So I think it did pretty good as far as the shopping goes. It could have been way worse. It was really, really fun. All the ladies who attended were super nice. It was very nice and relaxed and laid back, and everybody was helpful and helping each other, and answering questions, showing things off. So everybody's Ravelry queue grew a little bit while we were there. We had so many door prize donations that everybody was able to get a door prize all 3 nights. So I was very, very, very happy about that, which I will talk about who the door prize donators were coming up. What else did I want to say? I made a list so I wouldn't forget. Oh, the weather did not cooperate, because I always say it's sunny Florida. Well, pretty much from the moment the retreat started until it was over, it rained. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it was rainy and cold and overcast like the whole time. So everybody was like really giving me a hard time about it's not really sunny Florida. Then Sunday morning when we got up, the sun was out. There was not a single cloud in the sky. We all went to Cracker Barrel for breakfast. And that was like our goodbye breakfast. So they did get to see the sun. Poor Paula, she came all the way from Connecticut to see the sun, and she had to leave Sunday morning. So she only got to see it for a few minutes. So, oh well. And Daisy left on Sunday afternoon, so she didn't get to see it very much either. So sorry guys, I cannot control the weather. Believe me, if I could, I would, but I cannot control that. So let's see what else. Oh, we are going to do a knit along. We decided as a group that we are going to do a knit along. I was originally going to make it just a few months, but then I decided, we don't really need any more pressure in our lives. So we all had received this awesome book, Wrapped in Color by Deborah Tomasello. So we decided we're doing a cowl, which is a cowl, C-O-W-L, knit along, K-A-L. And there are 2 colorwork cowls in here. And so either one of them will apply. And I'm going to say, finish it before the next retreat. It's a very relaxed. And so that's what I was saying. I was going to knit out of those 2 colors from Daisy, the peach and the purple. There are 2 cowls in here. And I've already done a book review on this, so I'm not going to go into a lot of depth. One of them, which is the one I think I'm going to do, is the faux double knit wow cowl. So I'm going to do a swatch and see if I like those 2 colors together to do the cowl, but I'm not going to be casting it on immediately. And then the other one is a ginkgo textured 2-sided cowl. So if you want to participate, even if you're not going to be attending, or if you do hope to attend next year, you can also get these patterns on Ravelry from Deborah's Ravelry shop. So, and I will start a thread in the Ravelry group for that also. In fact, I'm going to put this aside so I remember to do that. That's one of the things we got in the goodie bags, which I'll talk about shortly. Let's see. The hotel that we stayed at was a Holiday Inn in Oldsmar, Florida, which is like 12 minutes away from my house. It's just the next little town over from Tampa, and the staff was magnificently fabulous. They bent over backwards to help us. And the meeting room that we were in had a gigantic, like 10-foot gigantic television, and they let us use it to watch the Olympics and didn't even charge us for the use of the television, which I don't know if that's an extra charge or not, but they were more than happy to let us. We watched the opening ceremony for the Olympics on this gigantic TV, which was really cool, and we watched a lot of different Olympic events over the weekend, so that was really fun. I really, really liked that part. Let's see. I liked the fact that people were helping each other try different techniques, like people wanted to learn color work, or how to do illusion knitting, or anything that somebody wanted to do, spinning, different things like that. Everybody was helpful in helping out the other attendees and encouraging them and enabling them, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So that was really fun. One of the things that we also tried that was new is a lot of us had never eaten Thai food. I had never tried Thai food. I've always wanted to, I just never had the chance to. So we did go to a place. I'm going to show their menu here. It's called Pacific Thai Cuisine. It's in Oldsmar, Florida. If you're in the area, I highly recommend it. We did order a group meal, like we just did family style dining to go, and we all just had there was like pad thai. I know there was curry, a few other things, and I liked all of it. I tried all of it and I liked it all. So the last night that we were together, because I stayed at the hotel an additional night, and so did Denise from Knitting Den and Sam from Knit Run Dig. So the three of us went again and had Thai that Sunday night, and I had something called sweet and sour, and it was really good. It was rice and a lot of vegetables, so I really, really like that. And if you haven't tried Thai, it's sort of like Chinese food, Americanized Chinese food, but lighter. I didn't feel like gross when I finished eating, like I do sometimes when I eat a lot of Chinese food. So, and I have found out since that there are a lot of Thai places in Tampa Bay, which I didn't know because I never really was looking for them. But then once you start looking for them, you start seeing them all over the place. So I'm going to try some of the other places, but I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to beat this first experience. So, oh, and also if you were an attendee, if you would not mind, go on TripAdvisor and leave them a good review if you liked the food. And one last thing I want to show before I show the goodie bag stuff. The day after, okay, so the retreat ended Saturday, and then Sunday, was getting people to the airport, and we did go to the yarn store, blah blah, shopping, stuff like that. So then Monday, Denise left in the morning, and then Sam and I went to Busch Gardens. And if you've watched for a while, you know I love Busch Gardens. So we went to Busch Gardens, and Sam really wanted to see all the animals. She's not into roller coasters, which is fine. And I love to walk around and see all the animals. So the weather could not have been more perfect. Again, not a single cloud in the sky that day. The temperature was absolutely perfect. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It wasn't too windy. I mean, it was perfect. All the animals that we went to see were out and about, which a lot of times when I go, because it's so hot here, unless you go first thing in the morning, a lot of the animals are sleeping. But we got to see the lions were awake, the tigers were awake, the kangaroos were awake, the monkeys were awake. I mean, it was crazy. The hippopotamus wasn't in the water, it was actually sunning itself. I mean, it was just crazy. So Sam had like the ultimate perfect day of seeing the animals. I have been going to Busch Gardens for a ridiculous amount of years, and I've never seen the animals the way I saw them that day. So Sam must be my good luck charm for the animals. So anyway, we did get our picture taken together, and Sam was gracious enough to buy us both a copy. So there you go. That's me and Sam at Busch Gardens having a great day. It was really fun. It was a very nice day. And then that evening, Sam got off to the airport back to London, and I went home and went to bed very early. I had a great time though, and I actually slept really well at the hotel, which a lot of times I don't. So, and it was great. I just really, really had so much fun. Again, it was the people that made it a great experience. Because these things sometimes, there'll be people in the crowd that are not necessarily nice, but I haven't found that to be the case necessarily with knitters, because I think knitters are more relaxed because they're knitting, so they're more relaxed and happier. Anyway, so I do want to show the items that we got in the goodie bag, but before I do that, I want to name all the people really quickly who donated door prizes. And again, we were able to have door prizes for all the attendees. I didn't do door prizes for myself because, I don't need to do that. But all the attendees, each of the attendees, all 3 nights of the retreat was able to get a door prize. So I just think that's fantastic. So I wanted to say a big thank you, and I'll say this really quick, and I am going to have a post in the Ravelry group where I link to every single one of these people. So, and especially if you were a retreat attendee, don't forget to send thank you notes to the people that you won door prizes from, if you could, and also try to shop with these people this year if you can, if you want to. I'm trying. I've already ordered some things. Yes, I'll be showing those on upcoming podcasts too. Anyway, so we had door prizes donated by, and I'm not going to say, okay, yes, I will say what they donated. Jessica of Stitch by Jessa Lou, she donated a gift certificate to her shop. Jenna from the Retro Lemon Studios, where she has patterns, and also the Retro Lemon podcast donated 2 patterns, and she even sent an extra one to me. So thank you, Jenna, for that. I don't want to miss anybody. Sam from the Knit Run Dig Etsy shop and the Knit Run Dig podcast donated a door prize to our Steps challenge, which Christine won, and also 4 project bags as door prizes. Christine from Rainstorm Studios Etsy shop donated a project bag. Carrie from Sunny Shop on Etsy donated a project bag. Vanessa, who is Vintage Rose, donated some stitch markers, and sometimes you'll see her on the Suburban Stitcher podcast. Steve from Leading Men's Fiber Arts, also the Dramatic Knits podcast, he donated some sock yarn. Lisa Dykstra, also known as Yen for Yarn, she donated 3 patterns. Dale, who is my friend and also is Girl Dale on Ravelry, she donated yarn and a project bag from her stash. Alina, who is Star Knits, donated a project bag. Jessie from the Multi-Craftual Etsy shop and also the Multi-Craftual podcast donated a project bag. Annalena Madison from Annalena Madison Designs donated 2 patterns. Tina, who is Blooming Knitter on Ravelry and also has the Knitting Blooms podcast, she donated a pattern. Ginger from Absolute Wonder donated a project bag. And Denise of Kiki Boo Bag Etsy shop and the Knitting Den podcast also donated a project bag. So thank you everybody for all the door prizes. Now I'm going to show you the goodie bags, and I'm not going to show them in any particular order. I'm just going to take everything out and dump it here on my lap and show them to you. So I've been wanting to show them so that I could start using some of this stuff, but I wanted to keep it all pristine. My daughter donated her some fun beads from the Gasparilla Parade when she went earlier. So she donated those to everybody, and they had them in their goodie bags. One of my favorite things, I already showed it last time, but I'm going to show it again. This is a tissue bag cover. A tissue packet cover that was sewed by Jen, who's Daisy Knits, Jen's mom, who's Lisa, and she's Belle's Nana on Ravelry. She donated these to everybody, so thank you, Lisa. They are very much appreciated. I can't wait to get this in my purse. I needed it the other night. I went to a movie, and the movie made me cry, and I didn't have these with me, and I was like, why didn't I put that in my purse yet? Denise from the Knitting Den podcast and also Kiki Boo Bags on Etsy. This is her card. She donated stitch markers to everybody, and she even put a little bunny. And I think these sort of remind me of carrots. So thank you, Denise. Daisy, who's Daisy Knits, she donated these little tins, and they're you push it down in the center to pop the edges out and take the top off. So it's like these little, I don't know what you would call that, cut edges. And then when you put it back on, you just have to like push the side and it pops back together and the top is on. So pretty cool. We had Ginger from Absolute Wonder donated she donated a project bag that looked like this as a door prize, and then each of us got a little matching Notions pouch, which I really thank her so much for sending these. And there's her card. And again, I'm going to link to all these in the Ravelry group. There we go. So thank you for that. I had contacted Soak, and they donated 3 things to each of us. They donated their Soak wash, which is used for like washing your knits, and you don't have to rinse it out. And they're at soakwash.com, and they also donated some of their hand cream and some of their heel cream to each of us. So I thought that was very nice. So thank you to them. Christine from Rainstorm Studios donated to everybody a little zipper pull. And I'll show you her information on the back. Rainstorm Studios. And then also Daisy, who has donated Carrie, who has donated many times to the podcast, donated stitch markers to everybody and also a coupon code. Let's see, we had Steve from Dramatic Knits and also Leading Men Fiber Arts. He gave everybody a coupon code. Kimberly Gintar, who is the hostess of the Giving Flower podcast, and also she has designs on Ravelry. She donated she donated a coupon code to everybody. Let me cover that. Hopefully you didn't see that. There we go. She donated a coupon code to everybody. Jessie from the Multi-Craftual podcast donated a coupon code to everybody for her shop. Star Knits had donated a project bag, and she donated little buttons for everybody. Rainstorm Studios, one of the people who vended, she also donated a coupon code. I donated my podcast button and some candy. And myself. And then also we got everybody got a copy of this pattern, which is by Mindy from Min Knits Designs. I am going to be casting this on soon, and I probably will use one of the sock yarns from Daisy. That's why I haven't cast it on, because I was waiting to show the yarn. And we all got a copy of this, and she sent a hard copy, which I thought was super nice. And also we each received a pattern from Paula of the Knitting Pipeline podcast, and she has designs on Ravelry. So she donated a pattern to each of the attendees, and also Jessica from Jessalou, Stitched by Jessalou, she donated a coupon code for free shipping for all the attendees. So I think that is it. If I forgot anything, please tell me, and I will say it on the next one. Oh, and also we had gotten the color work book from Deborah Tomasello. So those are all the things we got in our goodie bags. So I would consider the retreat to be a huge success, again, because of the attendees. Everybody, again, was super, super nice. I'm very, very happy. We will have another one next year. I haven't signed any paperwork or anything yet, but I'm thinking maybe next year we'll do it in May, a little bit later, and let everybody get a different look at what the Florida weather will be like. So nothing is set in stone yet. As soon as I know a date, I will let you guys know. I probably will have it at the same hotel again. The hotel was at a really good location. It was within walking distance of a park. There were a lot of places to walk, to eat. The hotel staff was magnificent. The hotel was very clean. I have zero complaints about the hotel. I loved the hotel. I would stay there again in a heartbeat. So most likely we will be having it again there next year. So I guess that's it. I'm going to go ahead and close. Again, don't forget to post your prayer requests in the prayer request threads. Even if you have an unspoken prayer, you can go and post that there. Don't forget to enter your fitness into your fitness threads. And don't forget to ask Sock Bunny or ask John John any question that you would like. And I will see you on the next episode. I hope you have a great week. Keep on crafting. Bye.